All right, time for another Zoom. I found Toa. How you doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
Real good. And this has been a long time in coming. You have been requested three times. First by Kratos, then by Matt Johnson, and then by Dominic Kelly. So you have arrived. I'm trying to think. Go ahead and introduce yourself. I mean, I know you, but tell people what you do at Del South.
Yeah, my name is Toa Faavae. I'm a junior, class 2025. I play quarterback for De La Salle varsity team and I also run track.
Yeah, and then we'll get to that. That's the key. You're the quarterback. You have track speed. Maybe that's where we'll start. What was it, like 80 or 84 yards to put the game away? Tell people about that run against St. Mary's.
Yeah, I think it was 84 official. It was 84 yards.
Nice. And it was, and we joke. I'm always on the visitor side, so I can't see it that well. It's we got to tell Coach Allenbaum run a few plays towards Treat Boulevard, but no, he runs up wherever that will be successful. But no, it was down the far sideline. You tell me, it looks like you just sort of swept around and you were gone. Or did I see that correctly? Or I might not even have seen it.
Yep, no, it was perfectly blocked. Our lineman blocking, the Landon Dunn, the pulling guard, pulling and getting that linebacker, Kelly getting that outside linebacker, and Rob securing that block on the inside on that corner. And when everything works, when everything, all the blocking gets in place, everything will fall in, and it turned successful for me.
There you go. And I like what you did. You were 84 yards, but you would have 0 yards or 1 yard if it wasn't for those guys blocking for you.
Yep,
And so,
yep. That's
and then,
the
and then I'm trying to think, well, what else? Maybe, yeah, the St. Mary's. Well, in my mind, that was a key win because it could be a springboard where the season could flip on that game. Am I making stuff up or is that a possibility?
No, no, yeah, no, that's totally correct. That momentum from the St. Francis game going on to the St. Mary's game, and then now this game, the St. Mary's game going on to this game is definitely like a good like I said, a momentum changer into the season, coming off an 0-2 0-2 on the first start of the 2 weeks, but and so definitely turned it around.
Yeah, well, that's it. You start 0-2. The only way is up, and you've dug yourself out. And then this week, I'm the only one that can do the math. This is full De La Salle Folsom 9. Are you aware of that? That this is the ninth meeting.
Really? No, I did not know that.
Exactly. No, no. I'll give you some history because it would have been when you were 2012 and like 13. There were two NorCal games that De La Salle won, and then the games in 18 and 19. So this is like the math section. So then that's four games, and then the last 2 years, the De La Salle and Folsom has played twice each year. So that's eight. So I'll check with Coach Allenbaugh. He can do this for the what is it called? The trivia gassers at the end of the year. But I think this is I think that is, yeah. So tell me, you've been up to Folsom before, and we're going back. In fact, that was where the NorCal game. Yeah, that's what I'm all over the place. Tell us about that game where all those fourth downs, and you kept on handing the ball off and having the guys run to the right at the end. I
Yeah,
think.
the NorCal championship last year, very cold night. Very it was that game. We faced a lot of adversity that game, and we coming off the type of season we had last year, we worked hard to get to where we were at. And we knew what we had to do. The seniors from 2 years ago when we lost to them, they were telling us. I remember Luke Durman telling me, "Don't let this happen to you," and I took that to heart, and I made sure I used that as motivation to get back at Folsom, and I feel like we used that. That pushed ourselves to keep moving down the tracks, keep running the ball, keep moving down the field, and we turned out successful.
I forgot about that. I was wearing four jackets that night. I mean, did you have long sleeves on, or were you in short sleeves? I can't remember.
I had short sleeves on, but I did have a some tights on.
Okay, that's all right. But no, that's down below. But that's it. And it's all the image. I thought I saw you in short sleeves, so I got to toughen up. But fortunately, this Friday, I think it's going to be like somewhere between like 60 and 70. So we'll be okay. Yeah, and this is the preparation. I mean, this is Monday night, and you've had a practice, and then there's just Tuesday and Wednesday because Thursday's the walkthrough. This is a big week. What can you tell your team? I mean, they have to take every moment very seriously. I mean, time is of the essence.
Yep, yeah, that's correct. You know, every rep on practice field counts, every day counts, trying to get better every day. You know, competing. That's all we can do. Just make each other better. Our scout team giving us a great look for our defense and our offense. And just more, not a lot of mental mistakes, knowing your job, knowing your opponent, and going into the Thursday, just already knowing the ins and outs of the either if you're on defense or offense of the opponent.
Correct. And for you, I mean, you got the offense covered. What I've noticed, maybe this is like a message that I've seen for the De La Salle defense, is Folsom looks like they'll take the full play clock and they'll look over at Doherty, their head coach, and they'll change the play 2 or 3 times. So the defense has to be ready for that. And then, yeah, and see, I'm smart enough. We're not going to talk about the offensive game plan just in case Folsom might want to watch this. And so we'll keep that under wraps. And then maybe this, tell me away from football, what classes do you like at De La Salle?
The classes I'm interested in right now is my chemistry class. My chemistry class, you know, I do have a lot of friends in that class, but you know, when you know we talk, but you know, when it's time to really get work done, you know, it's a fun class. You do a lot of labs, a lot of fun activities, and I think it's just very interesting. And
Yep.
I also really like religion. I'd like to really get um go deep in like into my faith and just knowing that God has a plan for everyone around.
Well, that's why you're at De La Salle. You couldn't get that religion class at a public school. And then what about what homework do you have tonight? People don't have to know this. I'm taking a brief. And also, you might not know this. There's 2 Monday Night Football games tonight. I have no idea what's going on. You're busy. Are you aware that there's 2 games tonight?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm one of those football players that don't watch football, and so I'm
Oh,
not I keep track. I know a lot of my teammates do. They're always talking about like fantasy football and them not getting any points. I'm not sure how that works, but uh no, I didn't know there
there's
was
a
two.
two. Yeah, so that's it. You play football, and that's it. I'm a middle-aged man, so I have to play fantasy football. But that's it. We'll cover that in the future Zoom. You're just zoned in on school and what you're doing. It doesn't matter what other guys are doing. Yeah, you have homework. You have to and watch the film. I'm trying to think. So that's it. So in terms of, do you model your game after anybody or no? Because you don't watch anybody.
Um, I'm a big fan of Aaron Rodgers. I had him one play fake against St. Francis. It was a quarterback boot, and the play fake was actually like kind of like inspired by Aaron Rodgers. There's this new like quarterback documentary on Netflix, I think, and I was just looking over, and there's an episode of them doing their play fakes, and I was like, I gotta do that. That's I can't even tell if he had the ball or not, and so I kind of carried that onto the game. Asked Alan Ball, he agreed with it, and ended up being successful.
You could be like a producer for this show. I remember that play because in the second half it was Dominic Kelly, and on that play you faked the handoff to Dominic Kelly, and like 2 or 3 guys tackled him, and you ran off to the left. So we have to give you suggested that play.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I did. I mean, Alan Ball, Coach Alan Ball, he lets me, I let him know what's open. He asked me, what I think's open. I just give him suggestions, and he runs it at the right times. And yeah, but I did suggest a play because I saw it was open, and it ended up being successful.
no, this is like new information in the Zoom. This is fantastic. I knew you were very smart. I knew you're the leader, but that's it. You tell Alan Ball what you're seeing, and then if Alan Ball agrees, then that shows how much he trusts you. And if people don't know what we're talking about, that was the game clinching play in the St. Francis game. And so, yeah, no, that makes me very happy to know that you had your hand in it, and it makes sense if you're in a chemistry lab doing chemistry. you could also call plays because you're a smart guy. No, and then that's it. Have you been playing quarterback your whole life?
No, I freshman year was my first year actually playing football. I did get injured the first game against St. Mary's. I was out for the whole season, but I did end up getting pulled up to varsity just to kind of shadow, just to get the plays down for my sophomore year. So quarterback, my first like official season playing quarterback was last year, my sophomore year. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. You're a quick study. I mean, and how did that come about? Where they saw your speed and your intelligence and your decision making? How did they say somebody that's never played quarterback is going to make a good quarterback?
Yeah, well, I first started playing like, so that was like when I first started playing tackle football as a quarterback. I did play my eighth grade year. I played 7-on-7 football, which is kind of like a travel AAU football. And so I kind of prepared myself like with all the reads and getting all my throws down. And so that carried on the freshman year, and it kind of like it it let me see, yeah, it just carried on, and I guess the coaches like saw like I had a good upside, and they recommended me to Allen Ball, and that's when I ended up getting pulled up.
Right. Did you remember your first conversation with Coach Allenbaugh?
Hmm.
Or one of the early ones? It doesn't have to be the first one. Yeah, just an early memory you have of Coach Allenbaugh.
Let me see. Oof.
I may have stumped you here.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I'm not really sure. I can't really remember, but there was just one time where I don't know. You got me. You
Okay,
got me.
you're something. We'll do a future Zoom, and
Yeah.
you think, see, that's it. See that this is how it doesn't matter. We just have fun here. And then the other thing I was at after a game, I was talking to you, and I think there's a reason I'm asking you this. I think you went to In and Out afterwards. Do you eat a lot after? What's your meal? Because I'm gonna tell you a question you can ask Coach Ellenbaugh.
Okay. Yeah, I went in and out after the game. That's usually my go-to because I'm like, well,
Double doubles. What do you get?
I usually get double double with ketchup, mustard, pickles, and spread, and then I'll get a side of fries, either depending how I feel, either a milkshake or a fountain drink.
Right. Okay. So the point about this is not this week because it's Folsom week. Wait for a lighter week, maybe like the bye week. Ask Coach Allenbaum what he ate from Taco Bell when he played after the game. Okay, and so only ask that on a gay when Coach Allenbaugh is smiling and he maybe his sunglasses are off a little bit. Don't ask him when you know what I'm saying. So that's something I can have you ask Coach Allenbaugh, and that'll be pretty funny. But so going back to you, I'm trying to think where to lead this. I guess maybe that's it. Just maybe the St. Mary's game. I mean, that we talked about earlier. I bounce around. We'll come back to that. So, I mean, it's in general, just talk about that game, how important it was, and how you guys pulled away late.
Yeah, that game was very important to us. It meant a lot to us because coming off of last year when we did lose to them, it was definitely like an eye opener for us. And like I said about the Folsom game, we just had to step it up, especially for our seniors that did lose to us. I remember right before the game, uh, Derek Thompson said to, I think it was Dunn, he said, remember what happened last year? And I overheard it, and something about just like I already had, I was already, had mixed emotions from the last game, but it's like a switch just turned on in my head, just thinking, like, you know, I'm not going to accept defeat this today, and I'm not walking off that field with an L. And I think a lot of other people thought the same thing too, and we end up, doing just that and walking off with a W.
Absolutely. And then the other thing, tell me about the offense this year. Obviously, Dominic Kelly. You got mention the line, the wide receivers, other running backs, the wide receivers. Tell people about the offense.
Yeah, our offense, very talented, very. a lot of speed. We got Kelly and Derek, Dominic Kelly and Derek Blanche in the backfield. We also got other guys that can be in the backfield like Jaden Jefferson, Keon. We have a good receiver core. We got Rob. We got Parker Bielke. We got Jonathan Guerrero, and also Jefferson does play receiver too. We got a lot of talented guys on the O line. We got Matthew Johnson. We got Jackson Barth, Landon Dunn. We got Ace. We have Wyatt Ferguson. A lot of young guys too on our offense, but they stepped into that role last year and really, really did a lot of good stuff for us, and have a lot of time to develop, and are gonna do big things for us this year and in the future.
That's what I've noticed. I mean, there's senior leaders like Cunningham and Biller, and maybe a few other guys that I'm missing the seniors. But it's a junior and sophomore dominated team. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, I say as far as the skill positions, it's a junior and senior. I mean, junior and sophomore dominated, uh, and that. But the linemen are all mostly all seniors except for Matthew Johnson, Wyatt Ferguson, and Ace. They kind of
Right.
rotate. They rotate, but I say, yeah, you're right. It's mostly all juniors and sophomores.
Yeah. Well, that's good because you're a junior.
Yeah, correct.
That's it. So people might say, "I'm tired of playing against Toa," and they got another year and a half of playing against you. Some people might think you're graduating this year. You have another year here. And what about this? I met your dad, and we became fast friends. What have you learned? What have you learned from your dad?
I've learned a lot of things, a lot of life lessons, mainly just how to be the best version of myself and how to be a great young man. He's a great role model in my life. Teach me, in my culture, it's all about respect. Respect your elders. Respect, other people just in general. And I think, that's one thing I carry myself with is respect. I have respect for everybody, no matter, who you are. So he's definitely a huge role model in my life. We do go over a lot of football stuff, but mainly, football stuff is the is not as important as school stuff. So he's always, student and then athlete. So he's always big on education. He had a good education too. He went to Michigan State, graduated law school from Michigan State. So he's had a lot of, you know, Maurice, this is a Maurice Jones-Drew term, but a lot of free game. Free game.
Yeah, and what free game? What does that mean?
It's just like experiences that they had in their life that they can pass down to the younger generation, just to give this uh advice. This
Yeah,
advice. So
I
they
mean,
say it's a game, like if you would have to pay for it, like just you know this
I got
advice.
you. No, and that's the point. He's thinking he could sell this to somebody, but he's giving it to you for free.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
And they see, no, well, listen, we have become fast friends. I mean, this is, as I said, I think there's going to be many of these Zooms. I mean, we'll have to fit them in. We'll check with your dad. We have to fit them in with all your schoolwork because that's the thing. People see De La Salle on Friday nights, and they have. In fact, this is a funny set. My nephew was over at Christ the King. It was last year when he was in first grade. He knew that you guys went to school, but there were some of the first graders that thought that the De La Salle football players just played football. How crazy is that? I mean, this is not
I
this
mean,
is not Texas.
I
What's
probably,
that?
probably would have thought the same thing in first grade. So.
Exactly. No, but I educated all the first grade there, so now they know they were able to go to second grade because I taught them that. That wasn't even part of the curriculum there at Christ the King. It was a bonus that I taught as I was picking them up there. But no, that's also just your background, a Samoan.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
half white.
yeah, there you go. And so the Samoan heritage, I mean, the lineage going back to Boss Tagaloa, Devin Asiasi. There's another Asiasi, the younger Asia. DJ's on the team, blocking for you. You might want to throw him a pass occasionally. I'm not sure if he's open, but yeah, he's a link to the past because he would have been 7 or 8 in 2015 watching Boss, his brother Devin Asiasi, Damon Wiley, Anthony Sweeney, the last state champions. That's it. Has Coach Allenbaugh ever mentioned Anthony Sweeney to you? Because you remind me of him a lot. He was the quarterback on that team.
Yes, he has a lot. He showed me lots of film on him, how he runs hard, can make people miss, and yeah, so he showed me a lot, mentions him a lot, not just to me, but the team.
See, I'll have to mention that. See, that makes me feel good, and that's my link to the 2015, and that's why I get along with Coach Allenbaugh. We will see things, and I see Anthony Sweeney and you, and that's it. If you can be Anthony Sweeney on and off the field, and I still talk to Sweeney. It's been like 8 years, and I'm going to mention how Allenbaugh still talks about him, and so. And that's what he can do with you. And you keep doing what Sweeney did, and in 8 years, they'll be talking. They'll be saying he'll be telling people about Toa.
Yep.
That'll be like a free gain for those people. They hear that or whatever. So yeah, I'm learning. You have educated me. I'm trying to think of anything else that I forgot to mention. That's it. The track. I mean, the speed. Where does that come from? Because not to be funny, your dad maybe he was a little small. Your dad has gotten bigger. Maybe he was quicker. I'm joking, but I meant, why are you so fast?
My dad was fast. My mom also ran track, and so I think kind of combined. My dad says he takes all accountability for it. My mom says she takes all accountability for it. So I don't know. Maybe it's probably like a competition for both of them, seeing who got the speed from. But I don't know. I'm not. I
I
think
got you.
but my dad said he was really fast and just when he played. So most likely
Well,
him.
yeah, well, we'll do what we can test him. If it wouldn't be on Huddle, we'd have to find old VHS tapes from like Utah State and from Carson, and we can. They might be grainy or something like that, and we could see that. But that's it. See, I haven't met your mom, so what have you learned from your mom? It sounds like also you got some athletic speed from her.
Yeah, she played softball growing up and also ran track. Um, I don't know too much. She stopped playing in high school, like after high school when she graduated. But I do know that she was telling me that she was a pretty good athlete.
Right. Well, that's good. You have good genes there. So this is good and a good family. And as I can say, just a good guy because football is one thing. It's good to have a good Friday night, but it really doesn't matter in the scheme of things. It's all about the schoolwork. It's all about how you treat people, and yes, this is almost like a free game you're getting from me, but you've already heard this from your dad. So I'm trying to think what else have I forgotten anything. Yeah, tell me a little bit about you. Obviously, I would think you would like to keep playing. I mean, so maybe that's it. Maybe college coaches might be watching this. Well, what would you like to tell a college coach?
I'm pretty a disciplined kid. Try to make everything. I just like to win, and that's what a big character is. I'll do anything it takes to win. I'm a team player, and I consider myself also a team leader. And yeah,
No, that's a pretty good sales pitch. Those are qualities that any college coach would want. And so no, and that's it. See that they'll see the film. They can go to Huddle and see that, and then they can come here and see your personality and say, "Well, man, Toa is legit. Not only can he play, but he has a solid head on his shoulders. He has a good family." And yeah, I'm trying to think. No, we'll do more of these. I mean, now that we had met in person, but now that we have met on the internet, we can fire up the Zoom. And then before I'm going to stop talking because you have to get ready for Folsom. And then what homework do you have tonight?
I have just English homework, and then I do have a history test tomorrow in the
All
morning.
right. Well, let me try to help you. What time period in history is the test on?
It's actually a makeup test because I was absent because of an orthodontist appointment. But it is at 7:40, I think 7:45 tomorrow in the morning.
Yeah, no, I can't help you at 7:45 in the morning, but I can help you now. What is the test on? Do you know?
Yeah, it's a test on the Civil War right now. Where it's U.S. history,
Okay.
It, yeah, so it's like we have to write an essay. It's called a DBQ essay, just about key points in the Civil War.
All right. Yeah. I think it turned at Gettysburg. I'm not sure about that. Double check that. And then it started at Fort Sumter down in South Carolina. And yeah, no, I don't know. That's about all. That's what there was. General Grant, and then it was the guy in the South. He had right there in Arlington. Who? Oh, not Stonewall Jackson. It was. Oh man. Okay, my dad's going to kill me. I can't remember. We'll have to do a future Zoom. That was a key point. Google this when you're done. When this general in from the South died, that turned the tide as well. I can't remember. I can't remember that guy's name, but it doesn't matter. People don't need to hear me talk about the Civil War. I'll give you the final word here tonight. I mean, this is the first of many Zooms we're going to do. Anything that I forgot to talk about, Toa?
Um, I think you pretty much covered everything. I
That's,
mean, maybe people want to know what I do in my free time. I don't know.
yes, there you go. See, that's it. Let's pretend. Toa, what do you do in your free time?
What I'd like to do in my free time is I like to fish. Yeah, I'm really big on fishing. I've liked it, ever since I was a little kid. Uh, I mainly go to like a lot of lakes recently, but my favorite is definitely ocean fishing because you never know what you might catch.
Right, you could catch something pretty big.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you ever caught in the ocean?
Biggest thing I've ever caught was probably a leopard shark. Yes.
Yeah, that's impressive. How big is that? Like 6 or 8 feet, or how big is that?
I think no, I wasn't too. I think it was about like 4 feet.
Okay, that's still sizable. And how
Yeah,
old were you? Were you younger, or was this recently?
I was about 12. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
12.
it. That, that's impressive. And maybe this summer we go fishing. I wouldn't mind fishing. I just don't want to be cutting the heads off anything afterwards. I mean, I'll let you do that. I mean, that's the key. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'll do. But no, no, no. We have become fast friends. Okay, you like fishing? Well, what are some of your other hobbies?
I like fishing. I also just mainly hang out with friends. Uh, I mean, me and my friends will always call each other like, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend? What are you doing this weekend?" We won't really have a plan. We just mainly just like pick me up, or I'll pick one of my friends up, and just maybe just drive around trying to look for something to do, watch a movie, or just hang out downtown, walk around, just see. Never know who you might run into. So
All
that's
right.
everything else.
That,
But
no, that's also easier. When I was younger, you really have to bump into people. Now you know where everybody is. You could send texts. I mean, yeah. No, when you say downtown, where do you live?
I live in Martinez, but it's mostly like the Walnut Creek downtown. There's a lot of, it's very lively down there. Sometimes they might have a band. There's a lot of people my age around there, so it's a very, very nice spot.
That's awesome. But then now I even like you more. You mentioned Martinez. That's my favorite city. I should have asked you about that. So, yeah, how long have you been in Martinez?
I've been in Martinez for about, well, my dad's been in Martinez for I don't even know how long, maybe close to 12 years, 13 years. I've been here for about maybe like five.
All right, well, that's good. And I'll talk to you about more Martinez after the year. After we'll give you a talk. I just remember the name of that general from the South that could help you on that quiz. Robert E. Lee.
Yeah,
That was he was the leader of the South. But then I'm off track. I see that's how I work. I bounce around, but I like what you said because I don't write anything down. That I asked some good questions, and then yeah, we can wrap up. But did we cover all your hobbies, or is there anything else we should add? Or it doesn't have to be a hobby. Anything else I've forgotten to talk about?
I think that's it. I think
Yeah,
I
no, that makes me feel good. And then what we'll do, I'll let you get your homework done, but I'm going to hit pause here, and I'll talk to you briefly afterwards. But no, this could not have gone any better. I mean, I can't tell you how happy I was to meet you and your dad, and now we can you do good things on Friday nights, and I'll just report on it. I mean, that'll be our deal. All right, all right. Hang on for a second, Toa, and we'll do more in a moment.
got it.